The following program is rated BB013. It contains strong language, sexual situations, awesomeness, and nudity. It is intended only for mature audiences. Listener indiscretions are advised.
Welcome to our Bliss Bringers podcast. The materials we cover encourage adults of all ages, nationalities, and sexualities to open up and embrace their wildest desires and blissful pleasures. You won't find medical advice here, just our personal experiences following the journey of sexual evolution and education in sizzling fun topics that were definitely not taught to us in school, but have wickedly blossomed into reality. We discuss adventures in ethical non-monogamy, kinks and fetishes, exotic places to visit, sexy events, workshops, and tips. Allow us to seduce you into embarking on new adventures where each day you ask yourself, what's your pleasure?
Good evening, everyone. This is Just John with the Bliss Bringers gang, and this is episode lucky number 13. Thank you for hanging out with us. With me tonight are my naughty partners in crime.
I'm Mistress Cindy.
Captain.
And I'm Professor T.
For our new listeners, this podcast is recorded by two adventurous and sometimes hilarious couples.
You guys are hilarious.
No, you are. We talk about our sexual evolution, bloopers, personal growth moments through swinger poly experiences. We sprinkle some sensual BDSM and kink into it and feed it right into your ears. Today we are going to be talking about some lessons learned in the various lifestyles, the do's and don'ts. Before we get started, does anybody have any business?
We want to hear yours first.
We tried to have sex 7 days in a row for a lab, and we had sex twice.
We
actually did have sex twice last week, by the way.
We did?
Yes, we did.
Where was I?
You were there.
Oh.
Ouch!
No, one of them was amazing, actually. Like, blew your mind.
Are you sure that was Captain?
It blew your mind. It blew his mind. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm
literally.
positive.
It blew my mind.
So much that he can't even remember. He had to. It was such mind blowing.
Did you wear the wig?
Sex that.
Did you wear the wig?
That his mind just erased it.
Right.
No, I didn't wear the wig.
Oh no!
It's coming back to me. Now. It is.
It's coming back to him now.
I think it is.
It was spontaneous.
Yes, it was spontaneous.
I, in fact, initiated it.
You did. That's right.
Yeah, and you were like, "Oh wow!"
Oh, wow! I wasn't expecting that. That's right.
There you go.
It's been a busy week.
See, it sounds like you guys had a lot of personal business going on this week.
Yeah, we should keep a journal, though. That's true.
Okay, let's hear your business.
Yeah.
We actually got all crazy and decided to turn into, Bigfoot and run her across the Tahoe National Forest and had sex out there in the darkness.
Yeah, we were camping out, and when the campsite conversations got a little bit boring, we just
slithered.
We slithered and we found a new way to harass the local wildlife. And
yeah, the chipmunks must have been watching us. We found out that the rangers came to the tent, but we were asleep. But apparently somebody complained about the noise from our tent. And we weren't in the tent. We were out in the woods.
Oh, and they thought it was someone
funny.
At the campground. That's funny.
Well, I kept thinking, oh my God, please don't let bugs fall in my hair, because we were under the tree and I was holding myself up with the trunk of the tree. And Just John is like doing his famous...
his signature sound.
It is his signature sound. Just John, you have a signature sound. We got to trademark that sound. So anyhow, that's our news. We became wild and crazy in the woods.
Cool.
On to our main subject. So we thought we'd collect some anecdotes and tips and see which ones you can find useful.
Or maybe you have a sample of one that you can send to us and we can update our listeners. So if you have some new anecdotal stories, we'd love to hear them.
Especially on the voicemail.
Yes, you can go to the site and click the voicemail button and leave a voicemail from right there on the webpage, or from your iPhone or iPad or whatever. One first rule that I would put in would be always bring your own condoms, especially as a guy. I remember seeing, this was at a party, and the person was going to play, and he didn't bring his own condoms.
Maybe he thought thought they'd have bowls of condoms at the club.
There were free condoms available as a service. However, what these organizers usually do is take some random samples, right? So what this guy did is he took a random condom from there. I don't know, he was maybe a little bit overly excited and put it on. What he did not read was that it was condom specifically against premature ejaculation with a numbing cream on it.
Oh.
That killed totally his erection, and he was done for the rest of the night.
And then this woman came up and gave him a blowjob, and her mouth was numb.
That would be bad. But even short of that, you've got your favorite condoms, and the ones they have at the club, they could be anything. Like you said, they could be as thick as a latex glove. I mean, you don't want that.
It maybe just have been poor planning or just counting on the host to have the condoms. But I would strongly suggest always bring your own condoms. Bring the ones that you are most comfortable with.
And
that
bring lots of them.
And the ones that your body is used to.
And don't forget them.
Yes.
We had like an amazing collection of condoms all together, and then we left them at a party.
Oh, no.
The whole bag.
Oh, and
So
then
that's also not cool.
that's true. And final note is you bring your condom, and when you use it, you throw it away. Don't walk away from your condom. Throw it away.
In the garbage.
And the package. You should also throw the package.
And the
away.
package.
Yeah. I think the professor brings up a good point there. Always label your toys. Everything that you bring, put your name on it, either with a little sticker or an initial, some way that identifies you or that people can use to get that stuff back when you leave it at the end of the night. That has many of time proven invaluable.
Lost lube. Yeah, you have to label your toys and your lube.
Yeah, even if it's just a set of condoms or a cheap lube, when there's 5 different ones, then which ones is yours, right?
Yeah, and you want yours back.
Excuse me, is that my lube or is that your lube? Is mine? No. Has anyone seen my lube? So a real story. We were up at Twist in San Francisco. We met up with a bunch of folks and we were having a good time. And there's this girl that is crawling on her hands and knees looking for something. And I'm thinking, oh my God, she lost a diamond earring. And she's like,
or
has
contact lens.
Or a contact lens. No, she's like, hello, has anyone seen my lube? It seemed to have rolled away. Is that my lube? No. Has anyone seen my lube? And then here's the other tip.
Bring a flashlight.
Bring a flashlight in case you're in one of these clubs and you see a gorgeous woman on hands and knees looking for her lube. Be her hero and have that flashlight.
Or to find your other stuff. It's usually dark, not well lit, and usually there's piles of similar looking clothes. Most of them from the guys are black. So you're finding black stuff on a black background in the dark. So bring a flashlight. Speaking of labeling things, you should also, if you're going to a bring your own alcohol club, label them beforehand. Take a Sharpie or a sticker and write your name on it. We've been to at least one club where when you put your drinks away, then they forget to label it. And then when you finally want your drink, they can't find it any place. Also, don't forget to keep an eye on your toys.
Yes. Didn't you guys lose a bunch of toys once?
I got a couple of crop sticks stolen. And then at one party, one woman was fairly in the wind, let's just say.
Inebriated.
Yes. And all our paddles and other toys, they were put to the side because we were distracted by something else. She started playing with them. And which is a little bit rude, but then she started playing with the violet wand.
Yeah, people
trying
just
to
come
play
up
with
and they
it.
just start playing with the toys. They don't even ask for permission, and then they pick up the electric toys and
like, no, that's not a good idea. That's not a novice toy. You're gonna poke an eye out.
Wow.
So keep an eye on where you put your toys.
So label your toy. How do you label the floggers? Where do you put the label?
Yeah, do you have labels on your flogger?
Well, I think it depends. Like at the end, what we were going to do, and we've tried like stickers, but because it's leather,
Yeah, they come off.
some of them have strands that aren't smoothed down. It's still rough rawhide. On that flip side, if you have one of those, take a permanent pen.
Oh, good idea.
The other thing is just keep a close eye on your toys. Things like that grow legs.
You can write something on one of the strands. If it's not a black flogger, then you can put something on there to mark it. Well, one tip is scope out the hotels nearby the place that you are at. Even if you're just going to a meet and greet, you never know what's going to happen. Are you going to meet somebody nice, or are you maybe drinking a little bit too much of the wine and decide to stay there? It helps a lot if you make a list of the nearby hotels and print that out together with their phone number so you can make a quick reservation just in case you need it.
That's a good idea. That's an excellent idea, actually.
But another good idea is not to drink too much wine in the first place.
True, but as we say, backup plans.
Backup plans.
Yeah.
I mean, you can use it.
Right on.
You can use it for good scenarios. You can use it for bad scenarios.
True.
Speaking of drinks, one thing you should be careful with, both as a party goer or a party host, is with grapefruit and related juices.
Cranberry.
Any of those berries will interact badly with Viagra or Cialis.
And some heart meds.
It makes them not work, or it makes them work too much.
Gives stronger side effects.
Not that it's going to kill anyone, but they highly discourage people from drinking juices made with cranberries and grapefruit. Basically the berries.
Oh.
Make sure that you either don't put those into your mixed cocktails or whatever you're serving, or tell them explicitly. This is one of those things that most people that even take Viagra or Cialis don't know because nobody reads the warning labels.
So another thing is on the communication front, you should definitely have the discussion before you go out. Have the discussion with your partner. How far do we want to go tonight, or what do we plan to do tonight?
What's our mood?
Yeah, it's not necessarily locked in stone, but just an overall, well, let's just go and socialize. Or, let's just see what happens, but, I'm not really up to too much, but let's just go and have a good time.
When we first started, I was over anxious and I would get sick frequently when we were going to a party. And so checking in with me really helped. Before we go to a party, John would always say, hey, how are you? How are you doing? What are we going to do tonight? What's our goal? And we kind of make it into a game. And it was more, the goal was how many people we were going to talk to that night. So we didn't become wallflowers.
I like that one.
We don't go with expectations. We're just going to meet people.
We don't set ourselves up.
But then if you do have the discussion and one of you really feels not up to much, then the other person should respect that and not try to pressure them.
And I think even if you are a very experienced couple that says, oh, we don't have to talk about anything, we're cool with everything, it still helps to have this little pre-game meeting to decide what you're up to and to plan your night through.
Right.
Yeah.
An agreement that you come up with,
One of the things that you should also go over in your pre-game talk is the secret code. That sounds a little bit silly, but it helps having your secret code word for, I want to get out of here.
We've often thought of using something like, do you want another drink? And then if the answer is no, then
it's no, let's get out of here.
And if the answer is,
I want 10 of them, then,
Woo, we're going to stay.
It's come on, get this started.
That's a good point. You also have to have a signal for, yes, I'm really into this. Because if you're talking to another couple or another single person, it's sort of hard to say, yeah, I want to fuck this guy. Or, no, get him away from me.
Right.
Some people I know have this system of hand squeezes, where you can squeeze the hand once or twice, depending on whether something is good or bad.
But you have to remember what the code is.
Yeah, I couldn't.
Yes.
Never, ever, ever take one for the team.
I don't even know if we would know how to do that. Well, remember we did have the couple here.
Oh, God, but neither of us.
Neither of us were into
that wasn't
it.
taking one for the team. That was getting into something that we didn't know how to stop.
Yeah, it wasn't taking one for the team.
Oh, you had a couple come over and you didn't want it to go any further?
Well, we were into it, and then when we were all, it was kind of a weird thing, because we were excited.
We were.
But then when we were done, they were leaving, And we literally they walked out the door, we looked at each other and we said, that will never happen again.
It also made us realize that kind of pressure with a one-on-one date with the couple, like when it's just you and them and you get together and you're planning to have dinner and then go back to your place and have sex, is a little bit too much pressure.
It's tough. I find that tough, yeah.
Because what if the chemistry isn't really there at dinner?
Well, that's why we don't date normally.
Yep.
We've had that experience. We don't consider dating you.
You do it a little bit, don't you?
Other than our sexy, lovely couple, the Penzers. I don't know.
We haven't done that. Have we done that?
That was the only time we've dated and then came back and had sex. We've never dated.
Don't take one for the team. It feels awful. Ugh.
It not only feels awful for the person who's taking one for the team, but let's face it, it's feeling awful for the other person too. You can't disguise that. They know.
Yep. I'm a big one now. I've evolved into this, not having a problem with just saying, hi, nice to meet you, and then keep my conversation short and then leave and go be the social butterfly until I find a flower that I want to pollinate.
Right.
I'm perfectly okay, but I am a big person on believing, go with the gut.
Sometimes you can feel the electricity, and if someone doesn't get it started while it's there, there's nothing worse than dragging it out until it peters off and dies. That
I agree.
Me.
That's when you're over talking.
Oh,
yes.
man.
If you're sitting at a table and you're feeling the electricity, I think a great opener would be, are you guys feeling the same electricity I'm feeling right now?
Yeah, that's a good one. We were in Jamaica at Hito. It was in the afternoon. And the group of people came around us whom we all wanted to play, and everyone knew that everyone wanted to play. But we hadn't played with everyone yet. One of the other couples, she's pretty good at getting things started. And I just looked at her, and because the moment was there. Everyone was like dripping and panting. And I just said, hey, let's take it back to the room. It was spontaneous.
We ran from the beach.
We ran to the room.
Because one of the
couples was ripping clothes
one of the couples had a room right on the beach.
About like 50 feet
Just
away
there.
from where we were.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what I'm talking about.
Oh, I love it. So when you guys are having sex with everybody, what's the next thing?
Make time for good sex with your own partner. I think that's really important, especially to close off the evening. We always close out the night, the two of us.
I think it's important to make time for good sex with your own partner.
Sure.
Outside of parties and club, like just in your life, so that if the only good sex you're having is at parties and clubs or sex with other people and you're not having good sex at home, that's an issue. Like, you're not connecting. You're losing out on intimacy. You know, if we're not connecting sexually, that affects our whole relationship.
After all, is this not all about enhancing your relationship?
Right, which brings us to the thing of don't lose track of why you're doing this.
Yep.
You're doing it for yourself and your partner and the relationship that you're having.
If it's only one-sided, it's not going to work out. So what's the most important tip that you could give, Captain?
Do not eat asparagus. And if you throw a party, don't serve asparagus.
And why is that?
Asparagus not only makes your urine smell, it's your cum too, and even the sweat.
And your bodily fluids.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Just like it's a good thing to drink pineapple juice. It makes your juices and your cum and everything taste better. Cards. You should have a card with your contact info on it, because there's nothing worse than having to scramble for something to scribble it down on.
We gave that up when Just John bought the slut card.
Yep.
That is a fantastic tip.
Yeah. Yes, our card. You actually took the photo for our cards.
Yeah.
Because they're from those photos from that photo shoot at Desire.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, you have to see our card. I like it.
It's a nice card.
I want to see it.
So we'll send you
Send
some.
the picture. It's a great idea having what we call slut cards. I'm actually going to do a write-up on the blog on that.
Oh, good idea.
So that explains a little bit more on where you can get them and how to design them. We'll have links on that in the show notes.
Awesome. Great tips, everybody.
Naughty news of the week.
We've got an upcoming event in Catalyst Con West Coast down in Woodland Hills, and we are registered. I can't wait to go. Tristan Taramino has 2 sessions Friday afternoon. She's going to be divulging all her secrets of how to be successful as a sex educator.
It's going to be knob hobbing with the who's who of sex positive.
Oh, it looks like such an awesome event.
There will be interviews and lots of funny, blissful stuff happening there.
Life on the Swing Set gang will be there as well.
Yes, so
Sherby Cats will be there.
We will probably be seeing if we can meet up with those.
Yep, Peppermint will be there.
And so if you're in the neighborhood, then make sure to drop by there.
Luscious Labs with Professor T.
We actually have a live lab from Toronto.
And boy, was it interesting.
It's a good one.
We are here doing another Luscious Lab, this time for the FC2 female condom. The FC2 is a female condom that's to help prevent pregnancy and sexually transmitted diseases, including AIDS, HIV infection. And according to the directions on the back, you open the package and then you basically unravel the condom and then you stick it into the woman. Like, really. There's two different slides for that one. And then I guess we'd have to kind of undo the package and see. And then when you're done, you throw it in the garbage according to the back of the package. Cindy, you have a question.
I do. So when would it be? Why do the girls want to wear a condom?
Well, you know how sometimes we have trouble getting the boys to wear a condom?
Oh, yes. Those
Some
whiny babies.
boys claim that they can't keep it up with a condom. So we can say, that's okay. We have a solution for that. We have the female condom.
Yes, let's
You have a
open it up.
We're going to open it to see what we're dealing with. It's
By the way,
lubricated. I'm not going to take it right out right yet.
So does it have spermicidal jelly on it?
Nope. I have to say it's not particularly sexy to me, but
How big is it?
it's big. It's like, should I take it out?
Yeah. So it looks like a giant condom. So if a man had a... Whoa, I've met men. Whoa.
Oh.
Wow. Where's the end? Like, oh, I see. There's a rubber dam
So
end
this goes...
inside.
Okay, I mean, I'm just going to have to go for it here. Oh, God.
And it's...
It's in. Okay, I'm kind of got the...
Okay, I know. Come here, honey. I'm going to make you hard. And then I want you to stuff it in with your cock. With your tortoise.
Such a romantic.
This is
I guess...
This is in the name of science.
I know,
Okay.
but... So then I think you're supposed to, like, the outside over like this.
That looks better. Wow.
It does look better than it hanging there.
It's very slippery, so that's a positive. It kind of reminds me of those, for when you have your period, you can get those things that are like barrier cup things.
Right.
And
Right.
you put them up, and they have that same kind of pliable ring at the top, and you pinch the ring, insert the thing,
Yep.
and then it makes a seal around your
And it
cervical.
catches everything.
It was pretty easy to get in, but I think it has to go in a little further.
Shall we try doggy?
Okay.
Okay, how do we do in this?
Wait, you gotta go in the ring part.
Are you in
Aim
the
for the
ring?
target. Stay on target. Stay on target.
Did he stuff it
Okay.
in?
How does it, from my point of view, it feels pretty good.
Yeah. Sort of. A little bit different sensation as a condom.
Better?
Is it more natural?
More
Like you're
natural?
doing bare
I
back?
would think it would be.
A little bit, yeah.
Well, what's a little bit? Describe it. Can you feel the rubber or the latex?
Can
A little bit.
you feel the
It's
ring at the end?
No.
You know what he's doing? He's going into concentration.
Now,
I'm just gonna
yeah,
fuck
that's
her.
good. Now, is it staying in?
Yeah, I think so.
Seems to be. Yeah. From my point of view, it's a little bit different, actually. It feels...
Good, different, or
Well, I think the sensation is a little less.
for you? I can understand that because it's not as much contact for you.
Right. Well,
But it would
right.
be more contact.
Because the
maybe.
friction is on the other side of the rubber, right? Of the latex. When he's got a condom on, then when the condom is on the cock,
You feel more.
as the cock is moving, so is the condom. But when the female condom is inside, then I've got a layer of latex between the friction. So this should be better for the guy than a regular condom by the same reasoning.
It's sort of comparable, a little bit different than condom.
Okay, stop. You can stop playing for a second. You can come back in a bit.
Yeah, but I think Professor T would like to have an orgasm right now.
No, don't let her. Deprive her.
Come on, baby.
Oh yeah.
Just John, does it feel better or it doesn't make a difference? Well, of course it feels.
And how does it feel for you?
Feels good. Oh yeah, this is what feels really good. Oh yeah.
Professor T's laying face up. Captain's coming in.
Are you getting into it? Well,
Doesn't feel as good for me.
no, because you usually.
Bareback. Doesn't feel nearly as good.
So I can't feel you as well. So it's not good for you.
With that, no.
But yeah, you don't get the natural wetness from the woman. Oh, I'm pretty wet. So that was the Luscious Lab experiment with the female condom.
So, Professor, what is your opinion?
So from my point of view as the woman, I felt less sensation with the female condom because I had a layer of latex between me and the friction was on the outside.
From the man's point of view, I think it felt a little bit different. I'd say a little bit more sensation. It's hard to describe.
I wonder if they were ribbed, if it would be better for the male.
I don't know. You might get some chafing there.
Oh.
I wasn't hard enough for its usage.
No.
And it was a little bit more clumsy for re-entrance.
It sure was.
Like if you get out, then you gotta like realign, stay on target. Yep. Oh, no.
I also think that it's just not very sexy. Like it hangs out and it just, I don't know. It feels like I'm sticking this big balloon inside me.
So would you recommend it for girls that are first seeing men and they use that excuse of, oh, I don't want to...
I think for that purpose, yeah, it's good. So I guess as a necessity, if you're with someone who refuses to wear condoms, I would say it's good enough.
Take matters in your own
It's
hand.
better to do that than do nothing.
So maybe keep
you
one
want
of those
safe
in your
sex.
purse at all times.
So I think I might buy some.
I carry one in my kit.
So I'd give it 1 thumb up.
Yes, me too.
1 thumb up from the captain.
Right.
From my perspective of watching it and just the safety perspectives, I'm saying 2 thumbs up. Especially for the young women out there. They need to take matters in their own hand and don't listen to shit from those boys when they say, oh baby, I go soft with a condom.
Right.
Just put that puppy in.
For sure. My 1 thumb up is totally for the independence factor. That was fun lab. Thanks, everyone.
That's all we have time for tonight. You can find more of all this good stuff at blissbringers.com. You can find us on Facebook at facebook.com/blissbringers. We're also Bliss Bringers on Twitter and any place else. So until next time,
What's your pleasure?
All names mentioned in this show are either fictional, taken from public record, or held by people who have given their explicit consent to be mentioned.
Did you just say breast practices?
that too, that may be a
Breast practices, best practices, best breast practices.
What are you laughing at?
I'm laughing because we're having this conversation, and the last thing is, don't eat asparagus.